better way to live.
Didn't anybody ever tell you what you're doing is wrong?
Oh, come on, lover. If it feels that good, how could it be wrong?
No. I'm not talking about you and me. So that's the way you like it, huh, Nicky?
Oh, you know it. You know it. Boy, am I glad you came along. I was dying of boredom with that stupid creep.
Well, I can promise you one thing. I'll never bore you.
Yeah.
Marco, take your hands off her, Marco. Take your hands off her.
Don't be that what?
Take your hands.
Hey, man, what are you doing here?
Leave her alone, Marco. She doesn't know what she's doing. Marco. Leave her alone. Marco. Marco, leave her alone. Leave her alone, Marco. She doesn't know what she's doing. Marco. Leave her alone, Marco. Vicky's a sick woman. Leave her alone, Marco. I'll kill you. I tell you, Marco. I'll kill you.
I'm worried for Aunt Vicki.
So am I, Tina. You going to be with us in court today?
Sure, I'm going with Greg. I'm going to go over to his house in a little while. But she didn't change her plea to insanity, did she?
No, she still refuses to change it, even though that just today...
Even though... What?
Morning, Tina.
Uncle Joe, did something happen? I heard a lot of arguing down here this morning, and then Mr. Faulkner...
It's all right, Bob. You showed Tina the note. We don't keep anything from her.
The note? You mean there's another Nicky Smith note?
I'm afraid so. I found it shoved under my office door earlier this morning.
You'll never frame me. Don't try, Nicky yet. But don't you see that this must mean that somebody's trying to frame Aunt Vicki, because I know she went to bed before I did last night. I mean, so she couldn't possibly have put this under your
honey,
door.
I'm sorry. It isn't quite that cut and dry. When I got up this morning, your Aunt Vicki wasn't in bed. I came downstairs here and found her asleep on the couch.
What did Aunt Vicki say about this?
Why don't you ask her that yourself, darling? This new note is not evidence that Nicky Smith exists, because I spent the entire night in this room and I did not leave it. Now, they seem to find it very incriminating that my coat is here. But my coat is here because I got cold during the night and I went and I got it. Do you believe me, Tina?
Oh, of course I do.
Good. Because my husband and my attorney do not.
Vicki,
Furthermore, they think that this is just more proof that I should plead insanity. But I'm not going to. Because I am neither guilty nor insane.
I know you're not. And I don't want you to change your plea to insanity. But I don't want you to go to jail either.
Which is the whole point for the new plea.
Excuse me, Bob. Tina, weren't you going to see Greg this morning, dear?
Darling, why don't you just go on ahead? There's no reason you should be caught in the middle of this anyway. All right?
Aunt Vicki, no matter what happens today, no matter what the DA says, I know they're not going to convict you of killing Marco. They just can't.
Well, we hope not, sweetheart. Go on now. I'll see you this afternoon. And try not to be upset, okay? Good girl.
Vicki, it's not that I'm convinced that you wrote this latest note. I still think you should change your plea. And I'm not going to apologize for trying to convince you of that, because by refusing to testify, it's the only defense Paul Martin and I can give you.
Bob, I know that you and Paul are trying to protect me as best as you can. Therefore, I understand your position, and I don't blame you at all for it.
Bob, can I trouble you to wait for us in the car, please? I'd like to talk to Vicki alone for a moment.
Of course.
Thank you. You don't blame our attorneys, but you blame me.
That's right. That's right, Joe. Because either you've lost faith in me completely, or you've just been pretending all along.
Vicki, that is not true.
Oh, Joe, come on. 1 minute you tell me that I should plead insanity, and then you say, no, you don't think I'm really insane.
Well, honey, I don't.
Yes, but you wake up in a panic because I'm not lying in bed next to you, and then another note is found, and right away you start wondering why my coat is down here, and did I really not get up in the middle of the night and go out? Joe, but all that, of course, doesn't mean that Nicky Smith has returned.
Well, of course it doesn't. I'm simply asking it an obvious question.
No. No, you're not, because no matter how many times you change sides or what words you use, I can see in your eyes what's really going on, Joe. And your eyes are filled with doubt. In your heart, you doubt me.
Vicki, in my heart, I am terrified, absolutely terrified of losing you to a prison, honey.
No, you're not. You're terrified of losing me to Nicky Smith. Please, don't deny it. It's there, darling. I can see it. I can see it in your eyes, just the same as I saw it earlier this morning. You know something? The only thing that has kept me strong and has kept me going through all this without cracking up is my absolute conviction that you believed in me.
Vicki, I do believe in you, honey. I love you.
Love has nothing to do with it. It has to do with faith and with trust in me, no matter the circumstances. Please, don't talk to me about love while you have such a lack of faith. Joe, I think we probably better get going. Barbara's waiting in the car.
Okay, I'm sorry, we're going nowhere till I get a chance to say something. Now, you're totally distraught at this point. Now, that is very understandable. The things you are saying, what you are thinking, are a reflection of your emotional state.
Of course they are. My feelings are very raw right now and very much on the surface.
Now, can you understand this? I have got to be objective about this thing. Now, if Paul Martin and Bob Faulkner change your plea, I have no choice. I have got to go along with what's best for you. Do you understand that? That does not mean, Vicki, that that's what I want for you. It does not mean for 1 second that I think you're insane. And it does not mean I have lost faith in you. Can't you understand that?
I think we have to go.
Your Honor, at this time, we would like to ask that this reel of tape be marked People's E for identification.
A tape recording, Mr. Callison?
Yes, sir. A tape recording made by Marco Dane shortly before his death.
Vicki, do you know anything about that?
No.
Your Honor, may I question the relevancy of this recording?
Counselor?
This tape will provide incontrovertible proof of the animosity that existed between Marco Dane and Victoria Lord Riley.
Callison.
The court will hear for itself the hatred the defendant has for the
Counselor, you're out of order. Order in this court.
Vicki?
I don't know anything about it.
Your Honor, the defense requests a brief recess. Vicki, you never had any idea that Marco might have been taping some of your conversations?
No, of course not. Of course, I should have realized that he was perfectly capable of doing that.
Honey, do you remember anything at all on those tapes? Well, did you ever out and out threaten him?
Of course I threatened him. I threatened him with all sorts of things.
But did you ever get carried away so far that you threatened to kill him?
No, I never threatened to kill him, ever. Although I once told him that he deserved to die. I suppose that could be the same thing. And I'm sure that's what the jury will think, too. The problem is, I was always in such a rage whenever I talked to him. And once the jury hears that, then...
You know, I expected some sort of a surprise witness, but this... What we've got is the equivalent of you testifying against yourself.
Oh, dear God.
Do you remember something?
Everything, anything could be on those tapes. Everything about Tina, and the pictures, and the blackmail, and where's Karen?
Karen? What's Karen got to do with this, huh?
Oh, nothing, no. Nothing. It's just that everything I've been trying so desperately to conceal could come out on those tapes.
All right. This court is now reconvened. Be seated.
Now, Vicki, no matter what happens, no matter what you hear, don't say anything. Just sit tight and try to be calm.
Mr. Callison, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bob, he didn't bring a tape recorder.
The prosecution would like to call a new witness at this time, Your Honor. A man who can explain the tape recording to us. The people call Dr. Mario Corelli to the stand, please.
Does that name mean anything to you?
No.
Mario Corelli?
Mm-hmm.
I got here as fast as I could.
Have they adjourned?
No, they're still in session. I just couldn't take it anymore.
What happened?
Callison called Beverly Wilkes to the stand, and she testified that Tina came to the health club with a suitcase the day before Marco was murdered.
Oh, no.
No, but you haven't heard the worst part. When she testified that Tina had the suitcase, she also said that Tina left the health club, left the suitcase there. Callison recessed for half an hour and sent the cops to search Vicki's bedroom and found the suitcase in Vicki's bedroom closet. You should have seen the jury's face when they walked in there with that suitcase. Vicki is in very serious trouble, Will. And so am I. If they've gotten all the information this far, and as much as they have, it's only a question of time before they find out about Marco and me. Which reminds me, I've had this recurring nightmare since the trial started. I'm alone in the courtroom, except for Vicki. And we're waiting for the judge to arrive.
The court will come to order. The defendant will rise. It is the judgment of your peers that you are guilty of murder in the first degree. Guilty. I hereby remand you to a penal institution for the remainder of your natural life. Bailiff, take the guilty person away. At once. Come with me.
No! There's a mistake!
There's been no mistake. Take the guilty person away.
Your Honor! I'm the defendant. You want me, not her.
Take the guilty person away.
No.
Away.
No, you have the wrong person.
Away.
No, you want me. You don't want her.
We don't make mistakes.
No, please. I was the one on trial. She didn't do anything wrong.
Must have done something wrong, otherwise we wouldn't be punishing.
Please leave her alone. Please take me away. Please take me away.
The way it was meant to happen.
Take me away. Take me away. Please take me away. And they take me away without a murmur. And there's Vicki calling after me. She's protecting me at her own expense.
Karen, what do you feel about your dream?
Relieved, I suppose. Well, not exactly. I'm just glad that the suspense is over. You know, Will, a few years ago I was reckless and destructive. And I I got involved with a man named Marco Dane. And everything that's happening today is directly related to that fact. And Vicki tried to save me from Marco. And because of that, she is in that courtroom right now, fighting for her life.
Why didn't Faulkner warn us that the DA was going to get a search warrant and drag that suitcase into court?
Well, Joe, he had no way of knowing what was going to happen. It wasn't his fault.
At least, why didn't he move in on Beverly? He didn't have to bring up that pornographic business. At least he could have done was force her to admit that Marco turned that health club into a massage parlor.
Joe, obviously he thought it was going to backfire. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying very hard to be calm, but it is very difficult. Because no matter what happens, I am not going to tell about Tina and those pictures.
Hello, everybody. Hi, darling. There's a very happy young man here today because he's got his mama and papa home.
Hello, darling. How are you? You have a good time today?
He was an absolute angel. And the next time that Kim has a day off, if you don't call me, I'll be very put out.
Oh, Your Honor. Thank you.
We'll take you up on that. Hello, champ.
Did you miss me, sweetheart, huh? Were you a good boy for your Aunt Anna?
Oh, he was perfect. The best.
Well, I guess it's just about time for your dinner. What do you think? Come on, let's go in the kitchen. See if Kim has it made. Whee! Get a ride for free. Oh, Kevin, you're getting so heavy. Oh, that's...
Like a drink, Anna?
No, Joe, thanks.
It's not going too well.
Yeah, I figured as much.
She's under a lot of strain.
Joe, why don't you call Larry or Jim and have them call the drugstore and send over some tranquilizers for her?
Vicki doesn't believe in them. You know that, Anna?
Yeah. And try to persuade her to do anything she doesn't believe in, right?
Right. You notice something, Anna? That woman of mine is just about as stubborn as her father was. And I love her for it.
Yeah. Well, we just have to remember that she was brought up different than you and I were, that's for sure. I don't mean the money. Although I know that money insulated her from a lot of things that the Wolicks and the Rileys faced when we were young, huh? But I mean that she is just so convinced that everything is going to turn out just right because Vic DeLord promised that it would, right? Justice will triumph and the innocent are never punished and so forth.
You and I know better, don't we, Anna? We know that sometimes the innocent do suffer.
Right. God, anybody going through an ordeal like this trial would be in trouble. But Vicki, with her ideals, she must think the whole world is out of kilter. She knows she is innocent. She doesn't understand why everybody else doesn't see it.
Yeah. You know, Anna, honey, I don't hold out much hope for this trial. To be honest with you, I'm scared to death. Tell me, you still believe in miracles? Say a prayer, because we're going to need a miracle. Otherwise, Vicki could end up in jail for the murder of Marco Dane. If I knew what to do, Vinny, I'd have done it a long time ago.
Well, why don't you get Paul Martin to figure out something? That's what you pay him for.
Well, Kevin ate like a horse, and now he's having his bath. Hi, Vinny. How are you?
I'm fine, Vicki. Thanks.
Excuse me a minute. I'll be right back.
Well, I better go call Jim. He's probably expecting me. Nah, let him miss me. It'll do him good.
Anna, I never heard you talk that way before.
Oh, Vinny, don't look so stricken. I'm just kidding.
Well, the way things are changing around here, you know, they're changing fast.
Here you go. For you and Wanda with all our love.
What's this?
What is this? What does it look like? It's a present. It's your anniversary. Did you forget?
No, I mean, I didn't forget, but I'm just amazed. I mean, first Anna remembers, and now you remember? I mean, Vicki, with everything that's going on in your life, you found the time to go and get Wanda and me a gift?
Any excuse to go shopping.
Joe, your wife is just too much.
You take the present, it's heavy.
No. Until I hug you and I tell you how great you are, Vic.
Don't eat it all at once.